Hey babies, welcome back to another Modern League. This week we're playing a very interesting version of the Merfolk deck. The deck list that we'll be playing with is on the screen now and it's in the description below. Also in the description below is the deck list that this is based on by FANAttIC. You should check it out. What made me so excited about FANATIC's deck, and the reason that we're playing this deck today, are these two cards. We have one copy of Gutshot and two copies of Thieving Skydiver in the main deck, and two more of each in our sideboard. Thieving Skydiver is a pretty good Merfolk anti-artifact card in general, but it's really good right now because against Hammer Time, the equip ability becomes relevant, where you can steal hammers and auto-equip it onto Thieving Skydiver. And the Gutshots are to help out with Ragavan and DRC decks mostly, but in particular, Gutshot's really funny to me because it feels like it shows up whenever the meta starts getting really inbred and unhealthy, like in the Eldrazi Winter. That pretty much sums it up, and let's get into the games. Alright, round one with Merfolk. Opponent's playing a Giganta deck, so Tron or Affinity most likely. We have two lands technically, but we have two Sylvoons. I think we mulligan this. Yeah, that seems better. The Aether Vial is really what you want in the opener. Keep. Let's get rid of, I suppose, a land. Alright, let's see what our opponent's on. Starts off with Arid Mesa, not what I was expecting. Okay. Looks like they're either on Hammer Time or just the Fiddlebender Artifacts deck. Let's see. Mishra's Bobbles us, that's fine. They see our island, we might as well play that. Play Aether Vial. No, we will not pay for it. Pass the turn. What would our opponent like to do? They did get to draw a card off of the Esper Sentinel. Get another Esper Sentinel. Ooh, if they only have one land, that's pretty cool. Please only have one land. That'd be great. Okay, they have a Treasure Vault. We might be able to get them off white mana, at least for a little while. And that would be nice, at least. They're almost for sure playing Urza's Sagas is the thing, so I think I'd rather save Tide Shaper for that. What the fuck? Go away, Wavelength. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. This is a mess. Okay. Always yield. Yes. Spreading Seas. Well, that makes the decision making a little easier at least. Let's go Mutavault. Tide Shaper your planes. We have a Spreading Seas for Urza's Saga, so we can try to take them off white, see if that works. There's not a lot of things to violin on one currently with this deck, and that's kind of unfortunate, since I'm not playing Rishadan cock hands. Alright, our opponent's got blue mana and colorless mana and a Treasure Vault that they could sacrifice to try to get white, if they are really in a pinch because of it. Lightning Greaves, okay, spicy. Love the Lightning Greaves. That confirms that's a Fiddlebender deck, at least to me, from what I've seen in the past. Opponent passes. Cool. We will roll up to 2. Get another Tide Shaper, okay. Let's play an island. I will offer the trade for both of their Esper Sentinels. Okay. Cast Sylvoon. Pass the turn. My boys have Ward now, and Sylvoon can have... Okay, opponent concedes. Beautiful. Well, getting him off white was apparently very good there. Let's see, what do we want to bring in? Hurkyl's Recall seems very good. Thieving Skydiver also seems very good. Relic, Progenitus, Void Mirror, Curse Totem. Like, maybe Curse Totem's good against Fiddlebender. I don't think it's that good, though. I wonder if Gutshot is good enough. I think I think I probably cut gut shots. I don't think they have that many 1 toughness creatures, realistically. I think I'm more likely to get value out of a Vapor Snag. Let's see if that punishes me. It's a shame because gut shot is one of the spicier cards in the deck. Let's cut a gut shot, let's cut a Svyelun. Let's cut maybe a second Svyelun. I want to leave Counterspell in, I think. Maybe Counterspell's not that good. Do I just cut both the Counterspells? I'm gonna try... It seems kind of goofy. I think I'd cut both the Counterspells against them. And just have Hurkyl's Recalls and Thieving Skydivers as my main interaction. Tidebinder Mage can technically get Gigantha, but doesn't really get anything else. Yeah, it seems fine. I don't really want to go down to 2 Svyelun. 3 I think is fine. If they're not playing a particularly mid-rangey deck and you have decent sideboard options. We have Spreading Seas, Hurkyl's Recalls. We don't have a lot of pressure, but we have a whole lot of interactive cards and we have Ether Vials, so I think we gotta keep it. I love playing Gut Shot in Modern, especially in the main deck, and you're not playing like Prowess. It's just such an unhealthy format if you're doing that, but it's so fun. Because if you Gut Shot a Ragavan, it feels like mental misstepping it. We drew Lord of Atlantis. Okay. Let's play Ether Vial, pass the turn. We can kill 2 Urza Sagas currently, and we can Hurkyl's Recall to make them pick up a land and a thing. Okay. They did play Urza Saga. We're gonna have to do something about that. They haven't played anything else, so they can't make a construct currently. Always yield, yes. Spreading Seas your boy. Ah, Urza Saga's so bad. Oh my god, we have a lot of Lord of Atlantis. That's awesome. Okay. So we can actually just run out Lord of Atlantis instead of playing Merfolk Trickster at all. Do I just Hurkyl's Recall for value? Or do I play Lord of Atlantis here? I guess I wait on Hurkyl's Recall. It's probably better to get pressure down. Yeah, roll up to 2. We draw Fiery Islet. Yeah, I'd rather Hurkyl's Recall later, I think. I will cast a Lord of Atlantis. Pass the turn. Ooh. More artifact lands. Casting an artifact. Oh, you spoil me, opponent. They can get white mana from Springleaf Drum now if they have anything to do with it. It looks like they're passing, though. They are passing. Well, it looks like this game 2 is going to go pretty smoothly. Put another Lord of Atlantis in. Untap. We will say no to Ether Vial. We drew a Spreading Seas. Alright, let's Ether Vial in a Lord of Atlantis. Let's Hurkyl's Recall. Pick your stuff up, please. Dispatch. I knew I should have done that in the other order. Whatever. That's fine. Not the end of the world. Get in for 3. Which, unfortunately, is much less than 8, but it's still something at least. And we have a couple Spreading Seas still, so if they rebuild quickly somehow... Okay, we can Spreading Seas the white source. They're going to get some Portable Hull, Lord of Atlantis, which is kind of unfortunate, but whatever. No. Draw Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay. Spreading Seas you. Draw a card. Play a Mutavault. Violin, Master of the Pearl Trident. We are all lords today. Attack for 3. Opponents to 14, pass the turn. Opponent is down to 14. We have two creatures / 3 creatures on board that we can attack with next turn. Opponent plays Shadow Spear, which could be scary depending on how long this game goes. But they have to figure out how to block us or make a void to attack in with. We draw Glasspool Mimic. That makes me wish that I put Vial up, but whatever. Let's see. Play the Mimic. Copy you, I guess. Attack for 8. Yes. Alright, we're presenting lethal for next turn. We have a Merfolk Trickster to tap something down with, or make something lose its abilities with. The opponent currently doesn't have white mana. Let's see if they can do anything. They can play Nettlecyst. Okay. We have Island Walk, so blocking doesn't matter currently. I'm probably just going to Violin Merfolk Trickster anyway, so that they can't tap Springleaf Drum for mana and dispatch something. Or any kind of trickery like that. I'm the one with all the trickery. Our opponent's thinking about what to do. I think they just have to concede. I don't really see what line they could have. They don't even have enough mana that they could Shadow Spear and like attack or something. They don't have haste, so they can't do that anyway. What line is possible here? Oh, did I miss lethal last turn? How did I miss lethal last turn? Was it because of not activating Mutavault and not rolling up Mimic, maybe? I think it's just if I knew the Mimic was there, I could have gotten lethal last turn, maybe. I'm not gonna dwell on it too long. I have too much ass to kick with the rest of the league. Alright, see you in the next game. Alright, round 2. We won the die roll. We have an Ether Vial, absolutely no creatures, counterspell Spreading Seas. We have 2 draws. We have Mutavaults, I guess. Is this worth keeping? It's very land heavy anyway. I think I got them all again. Ugh, don't do this to me, deck. We have a Glasspool Mimic, no Ether Vials, no second land. Got a mulligan again. Or at least our opponent mulligan to 6 too. Maybe well, if I knew I was going to be mulliganing down to 5, I would have definitely kept the 7. Alright. We'll keep this. We want Lord of Atlantis, Silvergill Adept for sure. We want Island, Fiery Islet, I think. And then one of these 3. I think I'd rather have the Skydiver than another land. Maybe I want Island instead of Fiery Islet, since I'm going to keep 2 lands at least. Okay. Mutavault and Fiery Islet, goodbye. So I think plan is currently play a land, pass, play land, Silvergill Adept, pass, and then hopefully have something good happen to us from there. Snow-covered Island. Island Walk is already on, but they're playing a Codex Shredder deck. Okay. Huh. Well, I'm going to reveal Lord of Atlantis because I don't want them to know about the Skydiver. Because if they're playing Lantern, Skydivering a Codex Shredder could be very good. Because then I can play Lantern. Opponent mills an Ether Vial. We draw another Lord of Atlantis. Okay. I assume they're playing Lantern Control. They might be playing something else with Codex Shredder, but... Oh, fuck! This is an ETB, isn't it? Oh my god, that sucks! Well, that's bad. So now we have to draw a counterspell and just counter Ensnaring Bridge and hope that that's enough. Which is much less likely to be enough, if I'm being honest. Opponent mills a gut shot. That's fine. We don't really want the gut shot in this matchup. I hope. Opponent plays Watergrave, shocks it in. Plays Ensnaring Bridge. Alright. Well, Thieving Skydiver is less sexy than it could be. And opponent can most likely get their hand empty next turn. Just in case they have like a bunch of Ensnaring Bridges or something, I'm going to play another Thieving Skydiver. And just pass. What do we want to bring in against them? Hurkyl's Recall is a really easy in. Opponent has Expedition Map, Codex Shredder, Pithing Needle. We'll see what we draw. We don't have a way to get rid of the Ensnaring Bridge in the main deck, so this is pretty much just over. Yeah, and opponent's empty-handed now. Oy. Lantern's less fun when you're on the other end of it. There's another Thieving Skydiver. These would be so good if my opponent didn't have a Torpor Orb. Alright. Concede. Okay. Other than Torpor Orb, we can deal with artifacts pretty easily. Because we just happen to have Thieving Skydivers. Gut Shot can get the hell out of my deck. I'm going to put in 2 Hurkyl's Recalls, 2 more Thieving Skydivers, 2 more Counterspells. Cut. Already cut a Gut Shot. Cut a Trickster. Cut another Trickster. Cut a Vapor Snag. Cut another Vapor Snag. Cut a... I think it's Sylvan. Relic is probably a bit too slow to be useful. Void Mirror probably isn't going to be useful. Curse Totem probably isn't going to be useful. Alright, let's try it like that. Oh, Lantern. Damn you, Lantern. Okay. Just don't have Torpor Orb or we're into Torpor Orb, please. This hand is fine. It's not great, but after last time, I'm not mulliganing. Which might wind up being an issue for me again, but I'm gonna risk it. Okay, so turn 1, we can either play Glasspool Mimic, go... I think Glasspool Mimic Go is the plan, because I have a 3-drop to play, even though copying Master would be good. Yeah, let's play Glasspool Shore. Pass the turn. So next turn I can either Silvergill or Tide Shaper down a land. I'm going to Tide Shaper down a land because there's an Urza Saga. Kicker. Boop, boop. Urza Saga is trash. Mostly because I can't afford it, so I have to play a bunch of decks that are good against it. There's another Urza Saga. Ugh. Pithing Needle. Yeah, that gets Aether Vial. It's pretty much the only thing for it to get. We draw Fiery Islet. Alright, well... I can go Silvergill, draw a card. I can go Sylvan, attack for 1. I can go Master of the Pearl Trident, attack for 2. I think I want to get Sylvan down so I can start drawing cards with it sooner. And Ward may be useful, but might not. I'm thinking I need to draw interactive cards instead of just beat down. Sylvan can help beat down. It's a decent clock. Opponent concedes. Okay. Don't know why they conceded. Oh, because they had to sacrifice... Well, no, it was just taking up to 2. I don't know why my opponent... if I can speak, I don't know why my opponent conceded so quickly. I think I'm just going to run it back. We didn't get that much information based on that, which is sort of unfortunate. Alright, we'll keep again. We have a Fiery Islet at least, so we can cantrip that if we need to. Opponent's playing Prismatic Vista. Okay. I assume they just get an island with that. I don't know what other basics they would have. Like, of course, based on game 1, I think they probably have at least a swamp in there somewhere too. Opponent has Prismatic Ending. Okay. But it seems a little risky, since you're trying to play Whir of Invention, I assume. Okay, we have a bunch of things that cantrip. Our opponent has a Torpor Orb that can answer our things that cantrip. Of course. Opponent shuffling it away. That's a pleasant surprise. There's the snow-covered swamp. Opponent thought seizes us. I assume it's either Svyelun or Master. Don't know why they would take Silvergill. Take Svyelun, okay. Opponent really doesn't like Svyelun. Opponent plays Codex Shredder. Unfortunately, they already have Lantern Codex Shredder. We have a counterspell on top, so they're probably gonna mulligan. They're probably gonna mill us in response to this Silvergill, but I'm gonna make them at least do it. Reveal Master. See if they want to mill us. Opponent mills us, we draw a Mutavault, lame. Svyelun on top. Since they thought seized the first Svyelun, I think they're probably gonna mill that again, but we'll see. They did. Okay. Merfolk Trickster's on top, unfortunately. Only left in a couple of those because there's a chance they have like Spell Skites or something that's useful against, but it's not that high. Okay, opponent only has one card left in hand. We haven't seen them draw an Ensnaring Bridge, but there's a chance that it is anyway. Unfortunate. If we draw this Fiery Islet, we will get to have a better chance if we go to war with our opponent over top decks, because they don't know we have the... Well, they do know about the other Fiery Islet now that I think about it. Alright, let's play Silvergill Adept and draw a card. Reveal Master again. Doesn't really matter what we reveal from here on out, because our opponent knows what we've been drawing. Okay, we have a counterspell on top. I assume they're gonna mill that again. Opponent plays a land, fetches. They have one card left in their hand. They have an Urza on top. Yikes. Please no Ensnaring Bridge. It's a Teferi. That's not that much better than an Ensnaring Bridge. It means that they probably let us draw this counterspell too. But we get to... If we draw the counterspell... Okay, they did let us... They did mill us. We have another counterspell on top. Alright. Are they gonna crack Lantern? Ooh, they let us have it. Alright. Oh, they Pithing Needle or Mutavault. Damn. Damn! Undo that. Let's... cast Silvergill Adept. Reveal Master. Okay. Well, we can counter their Urza. We can play Fiery Islet so that we can counter their Urza. They can plus Teferi. They can go to cast Urza and we can counter it. This game is looking hopeful, at least currently. They have a Karn the Great Creator on top. That's scary. We can't counter the Urza because it's a fairy. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. So I should have played the Master of the Pearl Trident, if I was at all intelligent. Alright, so I can kill Teferi, because I can give Silvergill Adept Island Walk, and then I can counter Karn, and our opponent doesn't have... Our opponent does not have an Ensnaring Bridge still. So maybe we could still get in this. I can kill the Construct token with Merfolk Trickster, because Merfolk Trickster is a cheeky bastard. Attack to Fairy. Yes. I'd be doing significantly more damage this turn if I played a Lord last turn like I was supposed to. Let's cast Aether Vial, because we only need the 2 mana up. Pass the turn. Opponent mills themselves. Interesting. Thopter Foundry on top. So now we're countering Thopter Foundry. They have another Urza on top now. Yeah, we can't let that resolve, unfortunately. Opponent's at 15. We have 3 creatures we could attack in with. And we have 2 Lords in our hand? But we can't attack in with all of them if we... Okay. Opponent's YOLOing with Urza. They got another Urza. Hilarious. Alright, well they get another Construct token. But they have an Inquisition on top, which doesn't do anything. And we can kill one of the Construct tokens, and also they can't block anyway. So opponent gets in. We put Master of the Pearl Trident in front of Urza, take 5, go down to 13. Maybe we can just barely get this. Untap. Jesus God, this is a lot of shit on our screen. Always yield. Yes. Draw Spreading Seas. We have an island on top. Play Lord of Atlantis. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we could deal 11 this turn? That's not quite enough. Let's attack for 7. I'm gonna leave up the Merfolk Trickster in case they get a Thopter Foundry. I want to turn off Urza. Alright. As long as our opponent doesn't draw exactly Ensnaring Bridge, or we're into Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, Plains on top, they have to mill themselves again. Opponent's going to activate Urza, it looks like, to see what they get. Opponent YOLOs with Urza. Prismatic End. I believe X is 0 and it doesn't have any charge if you do that. Opponent mills a card. Academy Ruins on top, that doesn't do anything. Did we do it? They can YOLO with Urza one more time. So maybe I should have Merfolk Trickster to Urza in response. Hopefully this doesn't kill us. Oh my god! So if I Merfolk Trickstered the Urza... Fuck! Okay, well we can draw some cards. Because our opponent does not have... Okay, so we have to draw a Hurkyl's Recall. Wow, that's so unfortunate. I totally could have won that turn if I had just thought to Merfolk Trickster Urza like a second before I let him activate it again. Alright. Fuck. Opponent has one card in hand. Because of Lords, we can't attack with anything, even if we had something with one power somehow. We draw a card. Okay, we have 2 Spreading Seas, so we have a couple redraws here. Go up to 2 with Aether Vial. Island on top. Oh, this is so unfortunate. One, two, three, four. I think I have to Merfolk Trickster both of the constructs now. Well, no, not necessarily. We're gonna get very locked in a second is the issue. We can Spreading Seas your Glimmer Void. Draw a card, see what's on top. Because we can still draw another card. If there's something live underneath this card, we can do something. It's a Silvergill Adept. That sucks. Okay. Well, we're back to being in danger. I'm going to Spreading Seas the Plains, take our opponent off of white mana. We still have a Fiery Islet. We have a Merfolk Trickster to mess around with. And we can now Violin Silvergill Adept to draw a card. That's so unfortunate. I definitely could have won this game. That was a punt. An opponent just has more Lantern Enablers on top of their deck. They have a bunch of mills. Opponent's going to activate Urza. Opponent's activating Codex Shredder to get Inquisition. Okay. Opponent Inquisitions. See what they take. Take Silvergill. Okay. We're gonna roll up Aether Vial to 3 so I can Violin Glasspool Mimic and draw a card, with it being a copy of Silvergill Adept. How many mills does our opponent have currently? Our opponent has 1 mill and a Lantern, so we could fight over something, ideally. Come on, Hurkyl's Recall on the top. Another island, my god. This is bad. This is really unfortunate. Alright, pass the turn. Jesus Christ. I was going to activate Academy Ruins, it looks like. Academy Ruins on Codex Shredder. I don't know why they wouldn't just draw the other Codex Shredder, but okay. Opponent activates Urza. What do they have on top? They exile a Pithing Needle. That can turn off Aether Vial. We might as well Violin Glasspool Mimic to draw a card, see if there's something on top. Yes. We know we're drawing an island here, but there might be something under it that we can fight over, or at least start trying to. Copy Silvergill. Draw a card. Another Silvergill on top. That sucks. Opponent's probably going to name Fiery Islet.
instead of Ether Vial now. I guess I have to make them name Fiery Islet. Yeah. Well, this sucks. Okay. I'm gonna see what we have on top of our deck, and then I think I'm just gonna concede. Because we can't really do anything from here anymore. Unfortunately. GG's opponent. Sucks to be me, I guess. We have a redraw with Silvergill Adept on top at least, so that's something, I guess. No. Counterspell on top. See what we draw with Silvergill. Opponent lets us draw Counterspell. How many mill effects do they have? A shit ton? And an Academy Ruins? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna concede. GG's to our opponent. Unfortunately, I think I could have won in game 3 if I had played that correctly. I got a little overexcited, and then our opponent wheeled with Urza directly into Ensnaring Bridge. But that's the power of Urza, I guess. Alright, see you in the next one. Alright, match 3 with Gutshot Merfolk. Hopefully I will misplay a little bit less this time. No blue mana, but it does have Gutshot. Unfortunately, I think I have to mulligan. This one has 1 blue mana. We're on the draw or the play? We're on the play. Ugh. My opponent's keeping 7. Alright, we got a mulligan again. Alright, this is technically keepable. So we want Island, Ether Vial, Master of the Pearl Trident. We probably want Mutavault and Spreading Seas as the other cards. Because Spreading Seas at least cantrips, Mutavault's another creature, and a land. Okay. Svyelun and Fiery Islet can go to the bottom. And let's lead with Mutavault Ether Vial, I think. Play Mutavault, play Ether Vial. Pass the turn. Our opponent's not playing a companion, but they do have a Delver icon, so maybe. Okay, it looks like it's Tron deck. Which coincidentally, Spreading Seas is very good against. Always yield, yes. We draw an island. Hopefully they're not blue Tron. But even if they were, we would be spreading seas there. Spreading seas-ing. How do you say that? What is the verb version of spreading seas if spreading seas was an action? We drew Tide Shapers, that's more Tron oppression we get to play. Eldrazi. Okay, so it's an Eldrazi deck. Opponent plays Matter Shaper. So this could be even better for us, because if we can keep them off of colorless mana entirely, which would be difficult, I don't necessarily think we're going to be able to do that. Go up to 2 with Ether Vial. But we could stop our opponent from playing anything at all, and that's hilarious. So let's kick Tide Shaper. Target Eldrazi Temple. Yes. We can Vial and Master the Pearl Trident later. And then see where we go from there. Probably roll up Vial so we can Glasspool Mimic off of it and activate Mutavault and attack in with it next turn, because it'll be a 4/4. Dismember. That's lame. It resolves though, we can't do anything about that unfortunately. Opponent plays Cavern of Souls. Opponent has 3 Eldrazi mana. Plays another Matter Shaper. That's okay. Attacks for 3. We go to 17. Our opponent's at 16 off of their Dismember. We've not attacked in yet. We will vial in a Lord. Yes. Put you in. Untap. Let's roll up Ether Vial, and I think we're... Well, we top off at 3, so of course we're going to stop there, but... You know how it is. Glasspool Mimic. Yes. Copies Master. Attack with both. Alright, we got lethal next turn. Our opponent has to do something. Because opponent goes to 9 now, and we have 10 power on board. Pass the turn. So what could our opponent have? Another Dismember. Gets rid of Island Walk on one of the Masters. Another Dismember buys them a turn, it looks like. I don't think they have an Eldrazi that closes out the game immediately. We'll see if they have anything. Opponent has a Dismember. Okay, so now we need to draw another Lord or another Glasspool Mimic so we can close out the game next turn. We can get in for 3 with Island Walk. But currently that's all we can do. Alright, opponent concedes. Don't know why they had another turn, but you know what? I'm not gonna question it. Let's bring in Voidmere. Let's bring in... What else do I want to bring in, if anything? Gutshot seems very bad against Eldrazi. I think I would need several Gutshots to have them do anything. Curse Totem, probably not that good. Relic, probably not good. Counterspell, maybe? They do most likely have some higher value Tron-y type stuff. So it's probably worth having that. What do I want to cut is the question now. Maybe the Vapor Snags? Vapor Snag I don't think does much, at least compared to Merfolk Trickster. Yeah, I think we can cut Vapor Snag safely, and I think I want to keep Sylvan in this matchup. I think Lords definitely stay in, Spreading Seas definitely stays in. I need to cut one more card. Do I just cut one Sylvan? I think I do just cut one Sylvan. It's essentially just a 3-4 with Endo because it's kind of unlikely that they have a bunch of Dismembers like they did last game, and even if they do, I'm fine with them just taking 4 a bunch of times. And they're going to have 1 more mana, presumably, because either they have Tron and they have a shit ton of mana, or they don't have Tron and they're not really doing anything with the other mana. I mean, this has Tide Shaper and a Silvergill, so it could curve out. We'll see. I'll keep it. Can't currently cast Counterspell, Merfolk Trickster, or Sylvan, but if we draw an island, these are on. Opponent plays Urza's Mine and passes. We draw a Counterspell that we can't play. Island pass. Opponent plays Urza's Power Plant. Okay, probably no turn 2 play unless they're dismembering something at the end of our turn. We draw Sylvan. So still nothing. We're going to Tide Shaper and either keep them off Tron for a turn or make them use a Dismember now. Either one I'm fine with, but we have to do something to where they actually have to... Okay, they did not have a Dismember at least. Even though they don't search it out nearly as often, I find that, yeah, they have natural Tron a surprising amount of the time with Eldrazi Tron. Feels like they always have it. Opponent has Matter Reshaper. We have a Fiery Islet. So I think now I play Svyelun. And I just don't attack with Tide Shaper. Pass the turn. If they attack with Matter Reshaper, I'm just not going to block it. If I'm for sure attacking next turn, I might wind up Merfolk Trickstering Matter Reshaper just so they don't get to draw a card off of it. We will see, we will see. Yeah, because I might just attack with Svyelun. And then Trickster away there. Matter Reshaper draw. We'll see what happens though. They could play a Reality Smasher or a Thought Not Seer this turn, depending on if they have a land, or if it's an Eldrazi Temple, or another power plant, that is. Hopefully not another power plant, that'd be terrible. They probably would have already played it if they had Tron again, though. It's usually a fairly easy decision to make. So I'm attacking, so I attack in with Svyelun. Do I leave up Counterspell, or do I Merfolk Trickster? Either one of them seems pretty good. I think leaving up Counterspell might be a little bit better, though. Just so I can stop them from playing Karn the Great Creator, down-ticking and getting Ensnaring Bridge, and cutting off a bunch of our cards. I would not like to lose to another Ensnaring Bridge this league, although I know that Merfolk is prone to it. After that last match, I'm a little bit upset with myself about not being able to play correctly. But oh well. This deck's good regardless. Opponent plays Urza's Mine. They have 4 mana. They have 1 blue. They do not have Tron. Thank God. They thought not seer us. Okay, that might make our decision easier if they take our Merfolk Trickster from us. But they're going to know about it either way, and that's kind of unfortunate. So it's looking like I Silvergill Adept to draw a card and then see what's going on. Probably drawing a card with Svyelun just by crashing in and letting it get blocked by Thought Not Seer or something. If I draw a Lord, things change, but... yeah, opponent takes Trickster, that's fine. We draw Spreading Seas. Alright, let's play Silvergill Adept, reveal Svyelun. Draw a card. Draw Lord of Atlantis. That could be good. Attack with Svyelun. We want to draw a land here so I can keep up a counterspell. We draw another counterspell, unfortunately. Opponent's going to cantrip their Matter Reshaper. That's fine. We got to fade a big play for a turn. They got a Maze Mind Tome. Okay. Not the scariest. Could possibly draw them a card or scry some, but still. Alright, we do have Lord of Atlantis, so that means that we can attack in with Svyelun next turn and kill Matter Reshaper. Well, actually, it'll have Landwalk, won't it? Ideally, we draw land so I can Spreading Seas and Lord of Atlantis. But we'll see what happens. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. 4 mana currently. 1 card away from Tron. Still don't have Tron. They're up to 5 mana. Do they have... they have a Dismember. They dismember our Tide Shaper so that they get Tron. Okay. I assume they're paying Ward. They do pay Ward. Alright, opponent has 7 mana. Fingers crossed nothing too ridiculous right now. Maybe it would have been safer if I just played Spreading Seas. I wouldn't have been able to draw a card off Svyelun, though, is the issue. Opponent has KGC. Yikes. Opponent reveals. Probably Ensnaring Bridge. Yep, there's Ensnaring Bridge. Did we side out Thieving Skydivers? We still have 2 in the deck. Okay. I'm going to wait for a moment since we have so many counterspells, and our opponent has 2 cards in hand. We draw land. Little late, buddy. Let's Spreading Seas or Resist Tower. Blue and 1. Leave up counterspell. Draw a card. We draw an island. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might be able to get our opponent stuck with cards in hand. But that's pretty much our chance right now. We have a bunch of counterspells, so I'm going to at least keep playing until we're out of those, I think. Because we have a way, if we get a Thieving Skydiver, we can take their Ensnaring Bridge, and then since we have plenty of cards in our hand, we can keep attacking in. And they probably don't have another Ensnaring Bridge in the sideboard, or at least I doubt that they would. Opponent scries with Maze Mind Tome. Scried to the bottom. That's good news for us, at least. Opponent plays Blast Zone. Okay. Opponent plays Batterskull. No Batterskull. I would rather you didn't. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Opponent pluses KGC. We draw Spreading Seas. Okay. Play an island. Spreading Seas. Power. Well, hold on. Spreading Seas your Blast Zone. Seems like a better option. Draw a card. Okay. We draw Merfolk Trickster. If Karn animates Ensnaring Bridge, Merfolk Trickster's hilarious. We gotta pass for now. Leave up some counterspells. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Opponent plays this Expedition map, that's fine. They're gonna get Tron again. Yup. Opponent gets a Cavern Souls, plays a Cavern Souls. They did not get Tron again, interesting. Oh, they got it so that we can't counter their construct. Okay. Opponent activates Karn, no target, unfortunately. Opponent has a Walking Ballista X2. Not the biggest Walking Ballista I've ever seen. We can't counter it, but maybe it won't matter. Let's draw a card with Islet. Hope to draw Skydiver. We draw another Islet. Okay. We drew Merfolk Trickster. Okay. We can play Lord of Atlantis. See if our opponent... Okay, opponent does not activate Walking Ballista in response. Opponent has no cards in hand, but we have a couple counterspells. Opponent goes to 20. Let's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Opponent scryed to the top. They have Tron again. Let's Trickster your Ballista. Just because we can, to interrupt it a little bit. Opponent tutors. Gets liquid metal coating. We're going to animate Mutavault in response so that it has ward if they choose to target it with liquid metal coating. Opponent is targeting there. Let's draw a card with Fiery Islet. Alright, I'm going to concede. I don't want to waste more time on this. There were Tricksters in our deck somewhere, but it's fairly unlikely that we draw to them, especially since we can't attack in with Svyelun to get them. Alright. Do I want to bring in Artifact Hate? Or more Trickster, or more Thieving Skydivers, maybe. Probably not. Maybe I cut a Svyelun for like one Hurkyl's Recall, just in case. Because they're playing like Walking Ballista and stuff too, so it might be useful. Let's try it like that. I could sideboard in a bit more heavily against the Ensnaring Bridge plan, but our plan is mostly not to let them get that far. Okay, we can actually keep this hand. We don't have to mulligan into Oblivion, so let's keep that. We have an Aether Vial, we have Tide Shaper to screw up their lands, we have Svyelun for a clock, and Svyelun, Silvergill, and Fiery Islet are all ways for us to draw extra cards if we start getting flooded. Opponent mulligans to 6. Okay. I think I'm just going to go Island Aether Vial instead of Mutavault Aether Vial. Just in case I change my plan and we draw a Lord or something. But I think I'm probably just going Tide Shaper no matter what. Alright, Aether Vial. Pass him the turn. I should play an Aether Vial deck with Memnites in it, so I have something to vial in on 0 to get my value. That'd be awesome. Always yield. Yes. Opponent played Urza's Mine instead of Eldrazi Temple. That sort of makes me lean towards playing Silvergill. Well. No, I want to play Tide Shaper. Make them have a Dismember now. Or else I will have Island Walk. Pass the turn. Opponent did not have Dismember that turn. Opponent plays Urborg. Maybe they have Dismember now. Since they can pay some black... Yeah, they have Dismember right now, actually. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, we have a Svyelun and we have a Silvergill Adept we can vial in. Roll up, vial to 2. Yes. We draw an island. Not necessarily what we wanted. Cast Svyelun. Even if it had Indestructible, it wouldn't be protected from Dismember, so I'm not super worried about playing around that. Might as well just get it down. Game is lagging now. Hopefully that doesn't continue. But please don't continue to lag, game. I hate it when Moto does that. Because I can never tell if it's on my end or on Moto's end, or if it's because my opponent has a shitty connection. It's very unfortunate. Alright, so I get to draw a card with Silvergill. Okay, thank God. I get to draw a card with Silvergill. I'm going to get to draw a card for turn. I have a Mutavault I can animate. I'm going to draw a card with Svyelun. Svyelun? Am I saying it wrong? Opponent plays MTG Shaper, that's fine. So we actually have a pretty decent hand, or at least one that can refill itself pretty quickly. Yes, we will draw a card. Please. For the love of God. Alright, we drew Master of the Pearl Trident. We don't have an island on our opponent's side yet, though. Let's say no to Ether Vial, and we'll say always no for now. Master of the Pearl Trident. Blue, blue. We're gonna let them cantrip their MTG Shaper, I think. And just get in for a bunch of damage and draw a card. I don't know why I didn't activate Vial to put Master in. I guess I'm just dumb. Attack, attack, attack. Opponent blocks Mutavault. Takes 7 down to 11. We drew an island. I could have played better, but oh well. We'll see what was we'll see what was on top. See if that changes anything. We have 9 damage on board currently. If our opponent doesn't do anything and we draw a Lord or a Glasspool Mimic, we can win. We'll see what happens. We have a Fiery Islet for a redraw. Opponent plays Thought Not Seer. It blanks. Yup. So I'm gonna cantrip Fiery Islet to see if there's a way to put an island on my opponent's side of the field. If there isn't, I think I just attack in with Svyelun. But we'll see what happens. Should be always no. Yes, it is. Okay. We drew Silvergill. Let's Violin Silvergill. Spreading Seas effect, please. I have a bunch of them in my deck. Would love to draw one. Glasspool Mimic. Okay, we play Glasspool Mimic. We attack. 4, 5, 6, 7 hits on. I'd rather go for the win right this second. Glasspool Mimic could be good for next turn, though. Let's draw a card. Try to win right now. Draw another Fiery Islet. Okay. Attack with you. Would our opponent like to block? If so, great. There's one less Thought Not Seer. If not, I think we can win next turn. Okay, our opponent does not block. Alright. Let's dodge the Tron into big play. Please. Opponent has a Dismember. Awesome. Okay, well, I think they accidentally paid for it with their life when they didn't have to, but either way, that went really well. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright, round 4 with Merfolk. This hand is Vapor Snag, Trickster, and 4 lands. Opponent is on the play. I think we got a mulligan. Our opponent is, well, hold on. Our opponent's Demonic Tutors. And if I remember correctly, I think that player's playing a lot of Yawgmoth lately. Screw it, I'll try it. Let's see if that bites me in the ass or not. Ether Vial. Well, okay, it's not a Yawgmoth deck, but it is a creature deck. Or at least I hope so. With an Ether Vial in it. We pass the turn. Opponent's Ether Vial. Goes up to 1. Opponent plays Cavernous Souls on Sliver. Okay, so it's a Sliver deck. Interesting. Unsettled Mariner. Okay. Does Unsettled Mariner also get abilities or just... Okay, so I have to remember that for Merfolk Trickster as well as Vapor Snag. We draw another Vapor Snag. Let's play an island. Pass the turn. Ether Vial definitely makes Vapor Snag much worse. Opponent activates Ether Vial. Puts another Unsettled Mariner. Unfortunate. And Leeching Sliver. Good lord. Alright. Alright, I think I'm just going to trade a Merfolk Trickster for an Unsettled Mariner here. Block. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. We have a bunch. If we can actually just physically trade for their cards and eventually play some better cards. There's a Master of the Pearl Trident, that should help. We might be able to do something with this. Let's play an island, pass the turn. We can play a Trickster, use it to block Leeching Sliver, I assume. We'll see. Striking Sliver. Okay. Opponent plays another Mutavault. They have 1 card in hand. They animate their Mutavault. Alright, they didn't attack with Leeching Sliver, but they attacked with their Unsettled Mariner and their Mutavault. They have 1 card in hand. So I could use Trickster to turn off Striking Sliver and then block either Mutavault or Unsettled Mariner. That's probably worth it. I want to stop them from having a bunch of... I want to do what I can to stop them from having a ton of slivers if possible, so I'm probably just going to block the Unsettled Mariner here. Hopefully they don't have something in hand that disrupts us further. If they have a Lord, that's kind of a blowout, but gotta make them have it at least. We draw Merfolk Trickster, that's nice. Let's play Master of the Pearl Trident. Play Fiery Islet, we can pass the turn, leave up Trickster. And Trickster will be a 3/3 when it blocks. And there's no Marinara on the board currently. So we're free to do our tricks. Sliver Hive. The Inevitability Engine, no! Alright, we would really like a way to give our opponent an island. Opponent cantrips their Silent Clearing. Looking for something to do. Animates their Mutavault. Attacks with Mutavaults. Merfolk Trickster. I'll take away First Strike again just in case. Block. Okay. Hopefully we can win this by just being the better tribal deck. I'll be a little disappointed if this deck winds up losing to Slivers, but we'll see what happens. Attack for 3. Leaving up Vapor Snags, block with Mutavault and Master the Pearl Trident, and activate Fiery Islet. In case we need any of those for any reason. This is a good matchup to have our Vapor Snags in, at least. We've drawn a lot of Merfolk Tricksters. So that's nice too. Opponent draws a card with Silent Clearing. That's fine. The Horizon lands are such a good cycle. I hope they add the other one soon. Gale Rider Sliver, okay. So that's a Vapor Snag target. They're probably going to attack in with these now, actually. So if we let them attack in with those. Opponent plays Aether Vial. Come on, attack with both your 1/1s. Yeah! Get out of here, Gale Rider Sliver. Yeah! Animate Mutavault. We lose a little bit of life. We have a very fortunate trade. Opponent concedes, awesome. Alright, what do we want to bring in? Tidebinder Mage seems like it could be good. Curse Totem, maybe. We didn't see any Gem Hides. I don't think Gem Hides are... I don't think it's likely that we're actually going to see Gem Hides. Thieving Skydiver could actually be really good. And Gut Shots could be really good. I think I want the Skydivers because it'd be really funny to steal our opponent's Aether Vial. That seems hilarious. I think I can... What do I even want to cut? There's a decent chance they're playing Coco. I think we saw Cavern of Souls, so I think it's worth cutting the counter spells most likely. And let's add 1 Gut Shot, I think. Cut a Svyelun for it. Svyelun. Whatever it's called. Maybe I bring in all the Gut Shots because it's Gale Rider. And Gale Rider's probably their best sliver. Yeah, and I can cut the other Svyelun. Is Curse Totem worth it? We'll see if Curse Totem's worth it based on what our opponent actually has next time. Tidebinder Mage could be good. We didn't see a lot of red and green things that they were actually attacking in with. Is the issue that I have with it currently. Vapor Snag at least gets rid of Gale Rider like we saw before. Let's do it like that. Just bring in Gut Shots and Thieving Skydivers. I could see Tidebinders coming in, but it depends on what we actually see out of our opponent's deck. If they have any like payoff red or green slivers that they're trying to beat in with. It seems decent. We'll keep. It's got Tricksters and it's got Ether Vials. And Ether Vial helps us pay the actual cost of Trickster and then pay for the tax if there's a tax on it. So if we have a game that's similar to last game, it should be useful. We have a lot of pain lands, that's kind of unfortunate. Let's go Ether Vial, pass. What the fuck? Alright, pass the turn. We can play Fiery Islet and a second Ether Vial next turn. And then we can play Svyelun on turn 3. I think that seems decent. Opponent has 2 rainbow lands, so they can do pretty much whatever they want. It looks like they have another Marinara. Maybe not. Cloud Shredder, okay. Cloud Shredder is something I was thinking about when I was thinking about Tidebinder Mage, but just tapping it down doesn't really do anything still. I'd rather Gut Shot it, or Merfolk Trickster it. To surprise get rid of the flying / haste. We're probably going to use Trickster to make it lose flying and then block it later. Always yield. Yes. Gonna go up to most likely just 2 this game. Maybe more, we'll see. Well, we drew Tide Shaper, which makes me lean towards actually playing Tide Shaper this turn instead of Ether Vial. Yeah, I think I want to get something on board. Both of these cards are pretty much the same thing, but Sliver Hive has another ability. So I think I'm just going to get rid of that. Yes. You. And now we have a way to use our Island Walk payoff. Because after last game, I don't think they have any basic islands in their deck. Cavernous Souls. Okie dokie. Sinew Sliver, okay. Not a Marinara, that's good. Marinara messes up our Trickster, and we don't like that so much. Opponent attacks for 4. Okay. Do I want to play Svyelun or Master of the Pearl Trident here? We're definitely ticking up Vial to 2. We'll see what we draw. Yes. All these pain lands really fucking suck right now. Thieving Skydiver, that doesn't do anything since they don't have a Vial this game. Oh. Let's play Svyelun. It's the same amount of life anyway. And Svyelun can block and kill anything currently. And can start drawing us cards and beating in next turn. Blocking and killing something, of course, if we Merfolk Trickster away the flying. We're at 12 right now. We gotta start blocking and erase. If they don't have Disruption for us or another way to grant flying, we can get rid of Yikes. Right. Opponent dismembers. They go down to 16 and then down to 14. That's one less thing we can block. That's a little unfortunate. Let's see if they have another way to grant flying. If they don't, I'm definitely getting rid of that and killing it. I'll have to trade Merfolk Trickster for it, unfortunately, but looks like they might have their first strike sliver now, too. Yeah, them killing Svyelun might be more of an issue for us than we initially thought. Unsettled Mariner. Ugh. Yes. We can at least get rid of the flying currently. And then unless they have another way to grant flying and haste, they're at least not attacking with Unsettled Mariner, and we're taking a decent chunk less damage this turn, if any. They didn't have a 1-drop to play. That's great news. Opponent passes. We don't have a 3-drop currently, so we're going to keep Vial on 2. Always no. And no. We draw another Trickster. That could be good. I think we... So we play Master of the Pearl Trident, we go down to 10. We have 1 mana open for Merfolk Trickster. Do I hit my opponent with both or neither? What is the chance they have a Dismember again? I think I gotta hit him with both and just try to close out the game. That's pretty much my chance here. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They didn't play a 1-drop or a land last turn, I don't think. And they have Rainbow Sliver mana, so they could have. Alright, we have Trickster up, and we can pay for our Marinere attacks. So we'll see what happens. Predatory Sliver. Okay. We'll stop at begin combat. Merfolk Trickster, get rid of the haste. Hold on. I want to use Aether Vial for it. Yes. Merfolk Trickster. Please. Target the hasty one. Pay for it. And opponent concedes. Awesome. That is 3-1 currently. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, match 5 with Gutshot Merfolk. We're on the play. We have, wow, 5 lands. We got to mulligan that, unfortunately. Kidding me? Alright, we'll keep. Get rid of an island. We have a Spreading Seas and a Lord of Atlantis, and a Fiery Outlet for a redraw. Hopefully we draw some action instead of just a bunch more lands and stuff, but we'll see what happens. Our opponent plays Dwarven Mine, alright. If this isn't... Okay, we can Tide Shaper, that's good at least. Tide Shaper with Kicker, get your Dwarven Mine. Leading on Dwarven Mine pretty much just means that there's only one deck that this could possibly be, so that's nice at least. Opponent gets Sacred Foundry. Do they have a kill for Tide Shaper? They do. Okay. Hopefully we draw a counterspell or something soon. Spreading Seas You Sacred Foundry. Get you off a white mana. They need 3 red. We'll play an island, pass. We have double Lord now. So that's something at least. But our opponent's still fairly close to being able to cheat out. Red and 6. Yeah, our opponent's still pretty close to being able to cheat out their prime time. Let's see what we draw with Fiery Islet. I think it's more likely that we're able to win if we draw a counterspell here than by playing 2 lords. Svyelun. Alright, Lord of Atlantis. Let's see if we get comboed. If we do, I will let them play out this first one so you can see what it is. Because it is a pretty cool take on polymorph style decks, which have been around at like usually like tier 3 or less for a while, but this one seems pretty good. They have 3 red. Do they have creativity? It looks like they don't. Prismatic End? Okay, so we're safe for a turn. Jesus Christ, Wavelength, why? Fuck off! Glasspool Mimic, okay. Well, they don't have creativity in their hand. I think I just play Aether Vial. There's not much of a reason to play Master of the Pearl Trident now, since I'm not going to be able to attack in with it next turn. Well, I guess I could have Glasspool Mimicked it. Whatever. Opponent's at 11. Hopefully they can draw some cards and they can keep making land drops, but hopefully we can just fade the combo kill for a couple turns. Or at least until we can turn off 1 more red mana, but we'll see. They're going to keep having red mana because of Ren and 6. They're about to be able to ult Ren and 6, which is going to be really bad. Got a Dwarf token. Still no combo kill this turn. That's good at least. Ren and 6 is at 6 currently. We took up our Aether Vial. Yes. We play Mutavault. We play Svyelun. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks a clue. We could die if they draw creativity. We don't have a counterspell. Opponent cycles Rogren Triome. So now they have something they can get with Ren and 6 that draws them a card directly instead of just thinning the deck. And it looks like they have it now. Yeah, because there's 3 red. Alright, Indomitable Creativity comes down. They're going to get rid of one of their tokens. And I'll let you see what they're... Oh, this one actually gets Sarah's Emissary. Interesting. So if I draw... Alright, I'd be in a lot more danger if that was a... That's funny. I'd be in a lot more danger if that was a prime time. But I have exactly 2 Vapor Snags in my deck. So I could get rid of that. So I'm going to attack Ren and 6 this turn. Tick up Aether Vial. Draw Fiery Islet. Animate Mutavault. Opponent has 6 cards in hand. Yikes. Play Fiery Islet. Yes. Master of the Pearl Trident. Glasspool Mimic. So we get as many counters off of Wrenn and 6 as possible. We're going to copy Master of the Pearl Trident. Make sure we have Island Walk. Go to combat. Attack Wrenn and 6. Well, hold on. Does this only trigger if we attack a Okay, it's any attack. Good. Just making sure. I would like to draw a card with Svyelun. We draw another island. Wrenn 6 takes 4. Wrenn 6 takes all of it because he forgot to block. Okay. Opponent probably has another Wrenn 6 in hand. But we have a way to keep drawing cards. So I'll play it out until we die, I suppose. There are 2 Vapor Snags in our deck somewhere. We can't damage our opponent or any of our opponent's creatures with our creatures, unfortunately. We can't even remove the ability from Sarah's Emissary because it has protection from creatures. Unfortunately. What's our opponent got? Rogran Triumph? Okay. We have a few turns until we die from Sarah's Emissary, assuming they actually start attacking in. They didn't want to keep their Wrenn and 6 alive for whatever reason. Opponent plays Teferi. Teferi bounces Svyelun. Reasonable. That cuts us off of a draw. I think I just Ether Vial up to 3 so I can put Svyelun in. But we'll see. Opponent gets another dwarf, attacks for 7. Could have attacked for 8, but I'm not going to complain. We go to 12. Lightning Bolt, annoying. So we should at least be able to kill Teferi. Yes. We draw Silvergill Adept. Alright, we'll cast that since we have Svyelun in hand. Merfolk Trickster, not what we wanted. Animate Mutavault. Kill Teferi. Because Island Walk, good. Oh, our opponent couldn't have blocked Svyelun anyway. What am I talking about? Because it had Island Walk too. And I'll go ahead and put Svyelun into play so we have Ward. Pass the turn. Trickster doesn't really do anything, but we can cantrip with Fiery Islet and try to draw a Vapor Snag. We've drawn almost 20 cards out of our deck, so there's a decent chance that we can draw Vapor Snag. Another Teferi, unfortunate. I assume that bounces Svyelun. Yup, unfortunate. Wonder if they have more removal for the Master of the Pearl Trident. That's what would really kill us here. Other Wrenn and 6, okay. Unless you have more spot removal. And we have one more turn to try to draw something to get rid of the Sarah's Emissary. Opponent's at 9. 3, 4, 5. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see. Opponent hits us for 7. Yep. We go down to 5. We draw a card with Fiery Islet. Tide Shaper. Ether Vial. Stays at 3, no reason to put it on 4. Because unfortunately we're not playing Master of Waves. We draw a Thieving Skydiver. I think that does it. Yeah, we can't draw any more cards. Alright. So our opponent was getting a Sarah's Emissary with their Indomitable Creativity, which does change things. What do we want to do differently? I think Counterspell seems really good. Curse Totem basically doesn't do anything. Relic could help with Wrenn and 6, I guess. Void Mirror basically doesn't do anything. Thieving Skydiver also basically doesn't do anything, which is unfortunate. Let's cut one of those, maybe both of them. Gut Shot could at least get a dwarf if they have to target a dwarf with creativity. It's unlikely that that happens, but it's an option, I guess. I don't know if we just want Relic instead, though. They don't have that much graveyard synergy, so maybe not. Yeah, I think I'll just put counterspells in. Try it like that. Alright, fingers crossed. Maybe we can get them with a gut shot on a dwarf that they're trying to cash in with Indomitable Creativity. Tide Shaper, Lord, Merfolk, Trickster, Glasspull, Mimic. I mean, it's not bad. We'll keep. I think since I have 3 lands, I would rather just play an island than Glasspull Shore. Pass the turn. Probably leading on Tide Shaper. Well, not with Arid Mesa. A little unfortunate. We drew Ether Vial. I think I play Ether Vial this turn instead. I don't really like playing Master of the Pearl Trident just out by itself, where it's not even going to get some extra damage in before it gets killed, because it is just going to get killed immediately, most likely. It's unfortunate we didn't have that Ether Vial for turn 1, though. We're already playing a little suboptimally as far as how our deck is running. Opponent gets the Steam Vents. They have 4 colors. They're probably getting a Wrenn and 6 here. Yep, Wrenn and 6. Fine by me. We can Tide Shaper their Ketria Triumph. That doesn't seem bad. We could Glasspull Mimic and copy nothing and have it die. That seems pretty good. Let's see what we draw. They at least don't have something to creativity here. Silvergill gets killed by Wrenn and 6, unfortunately. Go away.
Huh?
Go away.
Okay.
Let's see. So I could go... I still don't want to go Master of the Pearl Trident and also something. If I go Tide Shaper... I'd like to get Wrenn and 6 off the board soon, but I guess it's not that pressing. The issue with Tide Shaper is they get to just fetch for whatever we get anyway, so it's not that impressive. Silvergill just gets killed immediately, so there's like no reason to do that. Although, I guess I could Silvergill and then put Tide Shaper into play. I think I'd rather just kick Tide Shaper. Possibly screw up their mana a little bit. Realistically, Tide Shaper just gets killed here, but it'll at least get some removal out of their hand if they do that. Pass the turn. Aether Vial hits 2 next turn, hopefully, if they don't get rid of it one way or another. Scalding Tarn, crack. Opponent does have a pretty painful mana base, so that's nice at least. Opponent's got... It's a fairy. Okay. Bounces Aether Vial or Tide Shaper. Bounces Tide Shaper. Okay, I can actually still Aether Vial that in, so that doesn't actually... So I can Aether Vial Tide Shaper in, Kill Teferi with it. Renin 6 is kind of close to ulting, but it's not that high of a priority, I guess. Yeah, let's put Tide Shaper into place so Teferi goes bye-bye. Because we have some counter spells in our deck, so we want to at least have those available to us. Even if we don't get to lock down a color of mana that they have. We draw an island. Okay. Let's go ahead and play Silvergill Adept. Reveal Master of the Pearl Trident. Svyelun. Interesting. Hit Tef for 2. Not really a reason to master right now. We still have Trickster that we could flash in, so we could flash in both of them if we wanted to. We'll see how they play this turn. If they down take Renin 6 on Silvergill, I might just let them resolve it because I don't care that much about Silvergill, and they'll probably just remove Master of the Pearl Trident anyway. That's fine. I'd rather Master dodge sorcery speed removal, I think, than have anything else happen right now. But I do think I play Master and then roll up Aether Vial so I can either copy Master or play Svyelun next turn. Yeah, that's why we were dodging that. Opponent gets rid of our Tide Shaper, that's fine. I think we flash in Trickster and Violin Master of the Pearl Trident. Keep the pressure on. We don't get to do something with Trickster this way, but if they're probably just going to pick creature with their angel anyway, so it's not going to matter. It's essentially just a flash 2/2. Yes. Master of the Pearl Trident. Opponent fetches. Gets Dwarven Mind, makes a 1/1. Opponent's got 3 mana. Looks like a Prismari command. Yep. Let's see if they combo off this turn. It's possible. I think I play Svyelun either way, though. Do I hit Renin 6 or do I just hit them? I think at this point I just hit them. Play Svyelun. We don't have any counter spells. Shields are down right now. Hopefully we don't get combo killed. But we'll see. Scalding Tarn. Cracks it. Goes to 9. Dwarven Mind gets a 1/1. Looks like a creativity. Indomitable creativity gets Iona. Okay. So if we get a vial... Is Iona less bad for us than the other one? We can't cast any of these, unfortunately. But if we draw a vial, we have something. Play Glasspool Shore. Pass the turn. I don't want to cash in Svyelun for just a draw right now. Definitely want Ether Vial so we can actually cast things. Iona's real bad. Teferi's also real bad. That means that he's going to bounce Svyelun and we won't be able to get it back. I think that probably does it now. Because now we can't even get this extra draw. Such a good run. Getting killed by an Iona right at the end because we're monocolor. Even if we still had Gut Shot in our hand right now, we wouldn't be able to kill Iona or our opponent with it, unfortunately. Although that would be hilarious. Opponent hits us for 7. We will draw a card with Fiery Islet at the end of their turn. Just to see. Mutavault. Mutavault is a boy, I guess. Vapor Snag, that would be good against the other win condition that they had. Pass the turn. Our opponent can hit us for 7 again. They might be able to bolt us out of the game. They can deal 1 damage with Wrenn and 6. So we're at a virtual 1. Hits us for 7. We go to 2. Yeah, even if we have Vial now, it's not going to matter, but I want to see what we draw. Battle plays Veil of Summer. I mean, that's fine. Stomping Ground, Wrenn and 6 kills us. Alright. GG's to our opponent. That was a lot of fun, even though we wound up losing at the end. The one that wasn't a lot of fun was that Lantern deck that we lost to. That was infuriating that I didn't play correctly in that scenario. But we went 3-2 anyway. Should have been a 4-1, but we did go 3-2 with a Merfolk deck with Gut Shot. This deck is really sweet. I did a lot of practice matches with this. I did not lose any of the practice matches, if that tells you anything. I did play against Tron a couple more times than that too, and it wasn't just Eldrazi Tron, it was real Tron. But I think this deck is really good against a lot of things. At the very least, people aren't expecting it, and the Merfolk Shell... The Merfolk Shell works in a lot of different ways. Like, you can play regular Merfolk, you can play slightly more counter-heavy, you can play blue-green with, like, Cocos. But I really like Gut Shot because even though we didn't hit any Ragavans with it this time, it's very good in the meta. Alright, I will see you in the next one. Well, actually, hold on. I'm going to open up the treasure chest that we got because it's fun. Sidisi. Legacy Cube, powerful card. Hell yeah. Very funny commander too because it's just a Diabolic Tutor. Alright, see you in the next one.
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. Well, basically, go subscribe to Tezzey's YouTube channel. And for those who made it to the end of the video, thank you.